Shawna, hi. Thanks for being
Hi.
here. How are you today?
I am well.
Good. So I asked you to pick a song for us to listen to before we started. What song did you pick?
Mufasa by Fulton Lee.
And why did you pick it?
Well, I discovered Fulton Lee from my sister sent me like a sentimental song that he sang like about kids just growing up and stuff, and then I just like tootled around in his set list and just like that song, and now me and Millie vibe hard to that song. And it's got like Disney in there too, like, and like I love Disney.
Yeah, it was really animated and really fun.
Yeah.
So we've known each other for almost 20 years now.
Yeah, I was
That's
just thinking about that
crazy.
this morning, actually.
We even lived together for a little bit
Uh-huh.
and just done so much together. So I wanted to start with my favorite story of you is from a moon party. How many of my full moon parties did you come to?
I think only one, maybe two. But Levi actually thought that this was like a moon. He calls it moon babies, and he thought that this was that.
Oh, he thought that's what you were coming to do?
Yeah, he's like, is that a moon baby thing? It's like, no.
Yeah.
But we should be bringing that back.
Yes, I want to start full moon parties again because even if you don't believe in the full moon energy, it's like we would still just talk about what we wanted to work on. And
it's
it was
still
always
good
so
energy.
helpful for me. And it was like every woman's thing is insecurities. And so we like could all just bond over that and talk about that stuff.
I have a feeling I know exactly what you're going to say.
Well, and I wanted to say, yeah, even if you don't believe in the full moon energy, like I wanted to call out my old boss, Kevin Thielander, used to make fun of me for doing moon stuff, but he also would never come into the bar on a full moon as a bartender because he knew that things get crazy. So it's like, so you do believe in the full moon energy. You know it makes people either act crazy or you can harness that energy for good, I think, too. But yeah, so we had this full moon party and we were doing like a meditation about your inner child. So like you're supposed to picture yourself in like kindergarten or first grade and like what you would say to yourself. And we all went around the room like, oh, I would nurture myself by saying this or that. And we get to you and your face is just like, I was like, why are you such an idiot? Like to your younger self. And I just couldn't stop laughing. And that's like, just
I think
so
I
you.
even made fun of like what I wore back in the day. Like, why would you wear that? Don't
I'm like, Shawna, you're supposed to be loving your younger self, but you're just like, what is wrong with you, child? It was so cute.
That's still valid. I would still say that.
Cute. So I think of your superpower as like staying calm. Like you're not worked up right now. You never really get worked up. I don't see you angry. If you are angry, which we'll talk about later, the wrath, it's so controlled, and I think that's why it ends up working for you. But so are you calm inside, like as calm as you seem on the outside?
I don't know. Maybe not. But it's funny that you say that because I hear that so much, and then my usual comeback is like, "Oh, you should ask my kids," and they're just like, "Oh, that can't be true." But sometimes, but I feel like they like, I don't know. The older they get, the more they're just like Joshua even said to me, like, "Mom, like, calm down right now," and I'm just like, kind of brings me back to reality, like, okay, you're right. This ain't a big deal, but no, I do try to stay calm in like every situation, and I don't know. Like in certain situations, like you almost have to be, and it's, I don't know. But I mean, it's a great compliment. I love being referred to as like a chill person.
You do have anxiety though?
Crazy. Sometimes, yeah. Like it was funny. I asked Joshua, my son, the other day. I was like, "What's one thing that like absolutely stresses me out?" And he's just like, "I don't know, planning stuff." And I'm like, ding dong, that nail on the head, like that's it. Like stresses me out to a T. Which is such a weird thing to stress you out about. And he does know me like so well.
You mean like planning a party or an event?
Just anything in general.
Like planning the week out, planning meals?
Yeah, so like I watch my niece and nephew during the summer, and they are always asking me, can we do this, can we do that? But they don't pay attention to like weather, money, stuff like important stuff like that. And so I wrote on the whiteboard, like, we're going to do this on this day, like just general big things, so that they don't ask me, because I'm like, look at the board, you know? But planning stuff. Like, I just want it to be right, or like, I'm one of those people that if we go on a trip, like I got to start getting ready at this time, pack at this time, leave at this time type, like,
You want
chop it all up.
everything planned out
Yeah.
ahead of time. So when you wake up in the morning on a normal day, do you have the whole day planned out?
Sometimes. Sometimes it's like we're just gonna play it by ear, but in the back of my mind, I have like ideas still. So it's, but then like when we went to New York, that was kind of like willy nilly. So
Yeah, we
but
were
that was
a lot
fun
looser.
though. Yeah.
Which,
I think we both had like an idea in mind of stuff we wanted to do, and so it wasn't so stressful.
Yeah.
Still.
because some trips I've ruined because I've overplanned. Like, we have to be here for an hour and then there for an hour, and then it's going to take this time to travel from this restaurant to that restaurant, and then
Yeah.
and then I just, like, don't have fun because it was too structured. But I love planning. It's, like,
Yeah.
my favorite thing in the world.
I like it, but I want it to like go as planned.
Yeah, yeah.
My sister's like the opposite. So when we try to plan stuff, she's like, let's just figure it out when we get there. I'm like, no.
I don't want
Can't do that.
I don't want to get there and, like, be looking for restaurants or deciding what to do. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to waste time when I'm on the trip. Like, I want to do all the work ahead
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah. Like when we just took a family trip to Michigan, and I'm like, where are we going to stay? And Levi's just like, we'll figure it out when we get in that town. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, I'm just going to crochet. Like, you do that planning then. This is your planned trip. I'll just sit back. So if I don't have to do any of the planning, then it's fine.
And then did it work out? You found a place?
It worked out.
Well, one time I was in Mankato for a concert, and I was trying to find so that's like, what, 4 hours south of here? Mm-hmm. And I was trying to find a hotel on my way back at like 1, 2 in the morning. I just figured I'd easily find a place, but I never did because it was the state fair. And so every place was booked. I mean, I pulled over and called like 10 different places, stopped and walked in 2, never found a place, and had to drive back to more. I didn't get home till like 4 in the morning. And I was like, this is why you need to
Right.
plan, because it doesn't always work out. I didn't realize the state fair was in town and all the hotels would be booked.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad it worked out that time, and I do try to plan less and just go with the flow.
Yeah.
You know?
Have like a vague plan. That's okay too. But just have no plan in general. Like,
Too tough. I don't
Yeah.
feel like moms can do that. Like,
no.
there's too many people to protect to just go with the flow sometimes.
Yeah.
So I asked you about your deadly sin, which you thought was mostly yours, and you said you get a little envy, like a little FOMO, which, like, yeah, of course, everybody does. Like, I want to do the things that everybody's doing, but you also said wrath.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
Which is crazy because it's like super opposite of calm.
Yeah.
But like, so I don't know, example most recent, like, and it's so childish sometimes, and I acknowledge that, but it's like last night I was trying to set a sleep timer on Millie's TV, it froze, and I'm just like, what the heck? Like, taking the batteries out, putting them back in, and I was just like not working, so I just like smashed it on her nightstand, and I'm like, well, it's broken now, so let's try to fix it. It's not working, and then trying to call Joshua in because he's like our tech guy at home, and he's just like, well, yeah, this is broken. Just calm, and Millie's just sitting there like, okay.
She was calm too. She didn't, like, get mad.
No, she didn't, and Levi had popped in, and he saw that the TV was like frozen, and I'm like struggling, and he's like, well, just unplug it, plug it back in, but it's like up high, and so I unplug everything, and I'm just like, I looked at Millie, who's just sitting there waiting, and I'm like, well, you're just going to bed tonight. There's no TV. So, and I was like, we're going to have to buy a new remote. She's like, okay. So I was like, okay, like, this is cool and normal, you know, not normal, but yeah. So that was just like, I don't know. And it's only frustrating because, like, I see sometimes, like, my son acts like that sometimes, and I know exactly he's like me, but him, you know? So it's like certain flaws that I have, like, he picks up on, so it's getting better, that those types of, like, anger thingies, but it doesn't happen, like, often. I'm not chucking stuff around the house and freaking out all the time, but it's, I don't know, you could call it a tantrum because that's kind of what it is. But so that's kind of wrathy, and then I feel like there's a different side of the wrath that comes to my mind, and it's just like kind of wraps in with like not getting closure on something, which just like makes me like sad, angry. So it's just like, why did that happen? Why did they do this? Like, and so then it just makes me like sad. And then but I talk about it more now. And like Levi's heard the same story and questions so many times. And he just like gives me such a real answer back that I'm kind of just like, yeah, maybe. But like, you kind of almost want to hear it from the horse's mouth, like why it is the way that it is. So I don't know. That's my other side, or twist on wrath, I should say. But
Well, yeah, we're gonna get to that because I ended up asking AI, like I did in my first episode. I asked about my sloth and my gluttony. So I asked AI to tell me about the mythological side of wrath, and it said it represents unchecked, destructive rage. And in Norse mythology, Thor and other gods embodied controlled rage in battle, valorized when aimed at justice, but deadly if uncontrolled. Wrath here could be divine or dynamic, depending on intent. So, like, there's two sides to it. Carl Jung said wrath is an archetype of the shadow, a part of ourselves we suppress but must face. If not integrated, it erupts destructively. If acknowledged, it can become a force for boundary setting and courage. Each deadly sin has a healing virtue. For wrath, it's meekness and patience. This doesn't mean weakness. It means discipline, strength, emotional intelligence, and surrender of control. Hinduism, like fire, wrath burns the one who holds it before reaching the one it's aimed at. And I remember Oprah said something, I was like 20 when I heard this, and I think about it all the time, that revenge is like drinking poison but expecting the other person to die.
yeah.
Like, so true. It's like manifesting in your body and making you sick if you really like hold on to that. So it said when channeled, it can become a force for protection, justice, and truth. The key is transforming rage into purposeful action, not repression or explosion. And you get really passionate about some political stuff. So like, I could see this like turning into like a really positive thing for you if you use it right.
Yeah.
So it says some of the steps to use it for good is the sacred pause, which like pause is such a big thing right now. I feel like I see it all over social media.
Like pause before acting. Yeah.
So like, yeah, I have a little bit of wrath in me. Like I said in a couple episodes ago with Jen P, like I sent out a bunch of emails like until I like paused and was like, wait, sorry, I blew up.
Yeah.
I didn't mean any of that. I was probably really just hungry.
Yeah, I definitely do that a lot more now. Like if I overreact on something and stuff, like I need to take a minute, reflect, and then almost always I come back calm and ready to have like a real conversation, and usually apologize for like how I was before, and like let's move forward. Like,
yeah.
Kind of fix it right away.
And I've trained my brain to say, take a pause here. But I haven't trained myself to actually listen to that all the time yet. But it's like, it's just training your brain. You know what I mean? Just like practicing. Everything just takes practice.
Yeah.
So it says, breathe deep into your belly and name the emotion. I feel rage because I'm hurt, or whatever reason. This gives you distance from the fire and turns you into its wielder, not its victim.
I could try that.
Yeah. Viktor Frankl from Man's Search for Meaning, one of my favorite books, he was in the concentration camps, and he said, between stimulus and response, there is space. In that space is our power to choose. So channeling the energy into righteous anger, this is like where we could use it for politics, is journaling, asking yourself what needs to be protected, who or what is being harmed, what truth needs to be spoken. Use your anger as a compass for boundary and advocacy. Wrath becomes righteous when it fights for something, not against someone. Move the energy physically. So unexpressed wrath stores in the body. So like hitting a punching bag or screaming into a pillow, and working out. Like we'll talk about how much you've been working out, how you like have a really good schedule with that. Let it move through you instead of festering. And anchor in values, not ego. anger alchemy. What part of me is wounded right now? Is this about truth or just pride? You can be fiery without being reckless. Practice writing or burning bowls, so that we could do this at the moon parties. When angry, write out everything you want to scream, then safely burn it. And wrath transformed looks like advocacy, like Martin Luther King's fierce urgency of now, and courage, truth-telling, and passion. So the final reframe, it said, is wrath is sacred fire. Uncontrolled, it consumes. Directed, it illuminates and protects.
I was going to pull a tidbit out of that, like, write it down, burn it. Like, I think with being summertime and stuff, like, we're having little fires and s'mores and whatever. Like, I think everybody, like, in the house could, like, write stuff down.
Oh,
they don't have to share it or
yes.
anything. Like, their stuff can be their own stuff, but, like, write it down and burn it.
Definitely. Let them
I think
keep
that'd be
that
a
for
good,
themselves, but
yeah, healthy release for the kids at a young age to, like,
yes.
because obviously I don't want them to, like, you know, have my tantrums. Like, I want them to be able to figure out how to, you always want your kids to just be better than you. So you want them to have better outlets and ways to cope and get over things. But
Yeah, that would be a beautiful family
little
thing
ritual.
to do. Yeah. When you said that, when you see Joshua doing something and you're like, that's me. It's like there's
that's
nothing
when-
crazier in the world than seeing your child
Yeah.
act like you and you're like, whoa.
And then it's crazy because when I do see him act like that, like that's when I become like the most calm and the most understanding and nurturing, and because like I just know how that feels. And then I give him so many good, what you call it, like ideas on, or advice.
Yeah.
Advice I like don't obviously listen to myself or need to listen to, but but I feel like it's easy to give someone advice but not listen to it yourself.
100%.
Yeah. But I did find something. Can I grab my phone quick?
Yeah.
Found something on wrath that I was like, oh, yeah, that sounds exactly what I'm thinking. And it says, the sin of wrath, anger that is brought by disappointments after the expectations. Which, how I feel a lot. Like, you expect so much of people. Like, your expectation of someone is, like, up here, but they don't ever meet their expectation. I think we even talked about this before. And it's just like having to, like, you can either sit and wait for them to reach that expectation, or you can just, like, acknowledge that they're just not going to get to where you expect them to be. Like, they could reach that potential, but you just have to be okay with them. And that brings a lot of anger for me sometimes. When you, like, see someone's potential, but they'll never get to that potential, and you have to just be okay with that.
So true, but that is a form of control and wanting to change them, you know? So, like, let people be them. But 100%, I mean, I struggle with that all the time. Like,
It's tough.
it's super tough.
So then I feel like then that brings, like, if they can't meet that expectation that you have for them, then you have to put up boundaries then. And boundaries are also tough. But that's a whole nother pickle.
Yeah. Any boundaries coming to mind right now?
Yeah, which tips into, like, drinking and stuff, like, or not drinking, like, you just see, mostly with the kids, like, I don't know, that's, like, just a whole nother, like, section. Mostly,
you can get
like,
into it
okay.
if you want to.
Sure. Like, setting a boundary for, like, family, like, that do drink, and now if you don't drink, you're just like, I don't really want my kids being around that to a certain extent, you know? And then having to set up a boundary, and then that boundary being followed for, like, an X amount of time, and then kind of brushed under the rug, and then it's like, the boundary was never there. So you have to, like, reset that boundary, and then you're the bad guy, but you're just trying to, like, protect your kids, and that's difficult.
Super difficult.
I've never had to set a boundary like that before. So it's just like, it's when you want to still be in someone's life, you know? Otherwise, it's kind of just like, peace out, like, we're just not going to hang out anymore, I guess. But
Yeah. So it's like if they're having a few beers, that's fine. But, like, if they're getting into drinking heavily, then you're just like, we need to leave. Is that kind of what you're saying?
yeah, or if, like, say my kids are somewhere and it's just like, just be present with them. Don't just go
So why do you
ham.
even need a beer?
Yeah.
Just be present with them.
Yeah. So it's just
That's
like,
my
I don't want my
expectations
kids.
for my kids, and that's final.
Yeah. So it's hard to like, but it's also hard because you're not there then. So it's just, but as my kids get older, like especially Joshua now, like he sees things, he like puts that in the back of his brain, and then he'll like bring it up pretty casually with me and Levi, and then it's just like, oh, I didn't even notice that you noticed that, or that you think that way. And so it's like, hey, I don't want him having like this impression of you when like just a couple years ago he thought, so highly of you, and now he's just like, that's kind of gross, So I don't know.
Yeah.
That's been a boundary thing that I'm working on, but I think it's getting better.
It gives you the opportunity to be able to have these conversations, though, and keep the communication open.
Yeah.
So, I've tried with James, like anything that has happened in his life that I wish hadn't happened to him. I just think this is for him to grow, for him to learn. Did he choose this before he came here? For him to grow and learn and help the evolution of the planet? But of course your job is still to protect them and not put them in situations where they're gonna
Yeah.
be scarred or hurt, so that's great he talked to you about it.
Yeah. He's like, it's one of those, and now it's funny because if we like happen to be somewhere and someone has drank too much, or getting to that point, like we have just silent communication where we make eyes like,
Yeah.
and it's just like, we shouldn't have those eyes.
Yeah.
But it's
wow.
also nice that he like trusts me enough to be able to like have that silent
And
communication.
how old is he?
12.
So that's great. I mean,
Gonna be 13 in a couple months, but
I don't think you're gonna have to worry about him growing up and drinking too much, because
no. He says, well, it's funny because when he was younger, like me and Levi were having a beer at dinner, and he's just like, what if I hope I like beer when I'm older. And Levi's like, I don't know, you might not. Like, everyone's different. He's started crying, and he's just like, I want to like beer. And we're like, what? And now he's like, yeah, I don't want to drink. And I'm like, oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Like, I hope you don't, but that's cool.
Yeah.
But cool that he like is deciding that on his own.
100%.
Yeah. Whether he sticks with that, who knows? Like, but
It's setting a
cool.
good foundation, though.
Yeah.
How long has it been since you drank?
Beginning of January. And it could have been longer, I feel like, but it was kind of one of those things. It was at a hockey tournament because my son's in hockey, and I had just brought bubblers because I didn't plan on drinking. And then someone had offered me one at the pool, and I was like, oh, I've never tried that one. So I was just like, oh, I'll try it. And I was like, I don't need to have a whole one. And I didn't even drink the whole one. I just drank half. And then we're playing cards later at night, and I didn't want to open up a caffeine bubbler. Like, I wanted to go to sleep at a decent time. And so I like had one of their drinks, only drank half, passed it to another person because I was just like, just having something to drink, but not needing that to drink. So that was like my last time.
So that was about 6 months ago. But before that, I mean, you had really slowed down.
Yeah.
For like a couple years.
Yeah, like I had bought, like if I bought a box, I think it was like in the fall, like I still had it sitting in the basement.
A box of.
It was like flavored beer, and then some like similar to like White Claws or something like that. But I ended up giving that away to somebody else because I'm like, those flavors like taste good, but they don't taste good enough. Like I wouldn't even finish a whole can probably. So I was like, it's like meh. But it also started because like the kids, just like noticing stuff, and then like I would just slow down or like have a couple, and then but no one else around me was just having a couple. And so I was just like, gosh, if my son is like noticing that people are like getting gross, what has he thought of me this whole time? But maybe he didn't because he was younger. But it's kind of, and Levi's kind of jumped on the boat of not drinking. He says he didn't quit, but I tell him it's way hotter him quitting. And so he hasn't had anything for like a few months now. And I told him, I'm like, how cool is it that we are both deciding to kind of quit drinking while our kids are still young? Like, I think that's super
Because
cool.
if I could go back and do anything in my life differently, it would be to be more aware in James's youth.
Yeah.
100%. Like, do more on weekends because I didn't sleep in or lay in bed all day.
Yeah.
Hungover. I would do anything.
Yeah. So it's just one of the perks, I think, to not drinking now. But
So was it a conscious decision or just kind of like slowly evolving until you liked it less and less?
yeah, it was, I don't know, kind of like, I think when I first started drinking, like I was listening to one of your other episodes where you had said like your parents tell you like, oh, you can't have that till you're an adult, and then it's something that you look forward to, and then you just like think that that's just the normal, like to just have drinks. So then everyone's having drinks, and then as you get older, you're just like my goal always before going out was like I just want to have a couple and just chill. And it's just never the case, because then like someone that's like a bunch of fun comes in and was like, let's do shots, and you're like, we're doing shots, and then you're like, before you know it, it's 1 a.m, and you're like, oh geez, I gotta get home. How am I gonna get home? But so it was kind of like just slowly falling off, and probably mostly because of the kids, like really put that like nail in the coffin for me. But and now it's funny because when I told friends at the beginning of when I stopped drinking, I was just like, nah, I think I'm just going to quit. And like a family member had asked me if I wanted to come out and have some drinks. And I was like, I don't want to. So I'm just going to like stand on it that like I don't drink anymore. Like just saying that statement, like I don't drink anymore, instead of saying like I don't really drink. Because it's like, I don't want to drink. So it's like, I don't drink anymore. And then just being like, boom, there it is. But I had a friend say, oh, why? Like, you're so fun. And it's just like, oh, like, and then.
Aren't I fun just being me?
Right. I think so sometimes. But, and then like months later, get invited with that same friend and someone that I like didn't really know. Like, we're playing a card game and I had to go, and she's like, oh, but you're so fun. And I was like,
Oh.
did everybody hear that?
Yeah, no alcohol in me.
And I try to, like, purposely bring, now, like, my big thing to bring to, like, functions is a big, like, Mr. Gulp from Quick Trip, little Diet Coke. Lasts me all night. So it's just, like, no temptations or of anything. So it's like, nope, I got my one thing. So that's all I need. Because, like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like when you drink, you just get thirstier.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, Diet Coke don't do that, I guess.
So,
So,
and when we golfed together 2 days ago, we were like, we don't even have to stop to use the bathroom because we're not drinking. It's
Right.
like another perk of it.
yeah, because those bathrooms are a little gross sometimes.
It's super gross out there.
Yeah.
And but you've said like it's uncomfortable sometimes with people too. Like, you know, when you say you're not drinking, like, why do you think that is? That it makes people uncomfortable?
I don't know. It's because I feel like, well, now it's almost weird because it's like, what do you do with that friend now if you're not having drinks? Like, you almost have to hang out at a place where there are no drinks, which is kind of frustrating because it's like, well, you could just come over and chill and we don't have to have any drinks, but I don't know.
I've tried to
Why it's
find
weird.
things with each person that I've wanted to stay in a relationship with, you know,
Yeah.
like what deep down do they care about? What can we do together? And a lot of times it is just hanging out at each other's houses.
Yeah. Which I love doing. Like
Right?
when you were, because I feel like my friend group is just getting like smaller and smaller, which is one of those things where it's like, why? And then like mad, like, why is it getting smaller and smaller? And the other night when you stopped over to chat, dinner was like almost ready. And Levi, I didn't want to say this to you because I didn't want to make you leave soon. But Levi's just like, Beth, like, it's like dinner time, but I don't want to tell her to go because she still wants to hang out with you and be in your life. And I'm just like, sad, but thank you for
Yeah, you guys could
letting
have
her
ate in
come
front
and
of me. I had just ate.
no, but so I was just like, yeah, how weird is that you're just like, yeah, let them come because that's someone that wants to like be part of your life. So I was just like, yes.
Yeah, we have to be conscious of those people.
Very thankful for you.
Thankful for you too. So is there anything you do miss about drinking?
The fun flavors, I guess, but that's about it. Like there's been like my brother the other day had a cider and he's just like it was a mixed one and he's like you should try this and I was just like nah and he's like try it and I was just like no I like don't drink but I don't want to be one of those people that's just like I don't drink like fancy and because I don't think it's that I think it's just like it's just some like I just don't like doing.
Yeah, I literally had made up rumors about myself at one point. I'm like, I'm pregnant. Like, I can't drink because I just didn't want to deal with, come on, come on, come on. And I
Yeah.
mean, everybody like knew right away. They're like, she's lying. She just doesn't want
Where's
to
the
drink. But I'm
baby?
like, if that's what I have to say to get
Yeah.
people to not push me into it or tell me that I'm more fun when I do drink.
Well, and I don't think that's true at all. People saying like, "Oh, you're more fun when you drink." It's like, no, I'm just stupid. I'm more stupid when I drink.
Yeah.
I can be stupid sober.
Well, and then I wonder that sometimes I'm like, do people want me to be because I was ridiculous, I was obnoxious. And do people want that to feel better about themselves? Like when Beth is being the like obnoxious person, does that make them feel better about themselves? Or when I'm making bad decisions, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
like,
hope
makes
that's
their
not,
decisions not so bad.
yeah. I'm not like trying to judge people and think that they're thinking that, but that has crossed my mind. Like, do people want to keep me low?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and something weird too when I would drink, like, some super weird that my family would do back in the day would like they'd pinch like the inner part of your leg, and I would do that when I'd get to a certain point, like
I can see you.
and knock people in the chest with my knuckle.
Yeah, this is where I can see you being wrathy.
And I don't know why, but I would just probably because like when people would do it back to me, it like wouldn't hurt or they wouldn't do it right. So I'm just like, I have this like power. And then it just hurt people. And it's like I was a blind mouse one time with a stick and I kept whacking people with my stick for Halloween. And then people were like getting mad and it had to get taken away. And I'm like, I'm just trying to have fun. Like, isn't this fun, guys?
I would bite people. I like on the shoulder. Like I think my brother Ed had like a scar on his shoulder from like my bite marks. Like why was I so mean?
Yeah, I don't know why that. Well, it must have been the fun side people really wanted. Well, and then
and I would just be
you
so
kinda
ridiculous. Like how could you like being around me? Like I was so loud and annoying and telling the same stories, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, and then the next morning thinking about it and his little bits and pieces kind of come back and you're just like, and then you text people apologies like, so sorry about last night. And they're like, no, you were fine. It's like,
But the anxiety is
I don't know, the way
real.
you're saying that kind of sounds like maybe it wasn't that fine.
But I think they probably were fine because they were in their own heads. They were, just focused on themselves.
Yeah.
Like we all are. Like nobody judges you as much as you think that they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and then just the thought, like, this just popped in my head, but like the puke and rally, like go throw up and then like come back out like nothing happened. Like, let's do some shots. Like,
It's
gross.
honestly wild. And when you think about like your kids drinking to that point, you're like devastated. And it's like, but you're somebody's kid and you did that 4 nights a week at one point in your life. Like,
well, see, and I feel like my family, like my family history, like has a thing with drinking, and it absolutely like drives me nuts when people say like, oh, it's in my genes, because it's like, well, put on a new pair of pants then, because like I don't want that in my genes. So it's, but
I love that.
So I think at a younger age, like it was like having sips of mom's wine cooler and like that being totally okay. And it's like now if my kids like wanted a sip, I'd been like, you don't want that. It's gross.
You don't.
Yeah.
Right. I talk about Alan Carr, The Easy Way to Quit Drinking quite a bit. And he talks about that when your little kids and, oh, you can't have that till you're older. It's this glorified thing that you like,
Yeah.
you're brainwashed into believing is a great thing.
Like that's the next milestone of your life, being able to drink.
And no matter what, your first sips are gross. Like nobody likes the taste of alcohol the first couple times they try it.
Well, I feel like
Because
even
it's
when you
poison.
even when you like crack open your first beer, like it's still like, to me, it was still like, ew, like once I
Yeah.
get done with this first one, they're gonna go down smooth because like I'll just have
Yeah.
acquired that taste, but it's just like, or you're not a beer drinker and you have to drink something that's like stronger than beer, and then
Oh
like,
yeah, vodka's not good.
see ya, yeah.
And like wine is still the thing that I miss the most for the taste. But even the first sip is like kind of bitter tasting, you know?
See, I've never had a relationship with wine, and the thing I say every time, and my sister thinks I'm like nuts, is that I think wine has like a cream cheese taste, and they're like, why? So
But-
I'll be like, oh, this one don't taste cream cheesy.
That's so funny.
There's
And
only been a couple.
cream cheese is my all-time favorite food. Sometimes when people ask me what's your favorite food, I say cream cheese.
Would you drink it?
Obviously, if it does taste like wine, that's why I loved wine so much.
Next time you come over, I'm gonna melt you some cream cheese.
Yeah, to drink.
Yeah, take a shot of this cream cheese.
Yeah. Right.
But yeah, so I don't know. I forget what the first question was, but maybe it was like, what would
What
I
do you miss
miss?
about drinking?
Yeah, just like fun flavors. Like the state fair has a bunch of fun flavors coming out, and it'd be like, well, that'd be cool. But like, if I also like bringing my kids everywhere, so it's like I don't want to drink and then have to be responsible for my kids
100%.
anymore. Like obviously, I'd still bring them to places, have some drinks, but I feel like if they were with, I'd always be like consciously aware that they're with, so I wouldn't like. Especially if me and Levi were together, like one of us is probably gonna go ham, the other one's gonna like rein it back or just not have any drinks. But now it's nothing. So
Yeah.
it's cool.
It's just a lot easier to navigate.
Yeah. And then when I see other people getting a little like, whoa, what's going on with you now? Like, it's kind of like, yeah, I think it's time to go. And
But
then
it's not
fine.
on a judgment. It's
No,
just
it's
like
just-
we're not on the same frequency anymore.
Yeah.
And for me, I just want to be in bed.
Yeah,
You know, I like being in bed more than anything.
yeah, 9 o'clock is like late for me. I'll stay up in bed.
Yeah, just I
But
watch TV in bed.
I want to be in my bed. Yeah.
But yeah, so maybe you working because you have like the steady workout routine now.
Yeah.
How long has that lasted for?
Well, we're trying to do a home gym in the basement. So, like, we only have, like, so many weights. And so, like, my strength has gone down, but I want to keep it, like, consistent so that I'm just not. I mean, my goal initially when I first started working out was I want to crush a watermelon with my legs. That's
good
harder than you
goal.
think. I tried to do that after, like, a year. And I had to, like, rein it down to, like, a tomato, which was, like, a joke. But, like, that was easy. Super easy. And there were some teachers at school that were, like, laughing at me for that. They're like, yeah, but you can crush a tomato. And I'm like, yeah, baby steps.
Cute.
But I tried to do it. Before it was, like, 5 days a week. But that was, like, with the gym membership and stuff and wanting to get your money's worth. Now it's, like, 4 days, sometimes 3. But I don't know. I give myself a little more grace, but it's nice being able to go whenever I want in the basement.
Yeah. What has kept you consistent?
Just wanting to be strong. I don't want to be a weakling. So like when Levi needs help in the shop, like to push his truck in or do something, like I was like, I could do it. Not everything. There's been some times where he's like, you go to the gym, like you lift weights, you could do this. And I'm like, no, I can't. And I definitely can't. But there's been some times where I'm like, well, let me try. And then sometimes it's successful and sometimes it's not. But it's nice, and it's like makes me want to work out more when it does work out. And I can lift
Yeah,
the
because you're getting
things. and-
endorphins.
Yeah,
And that's all we really are is chemicals.
right.
So, what other hobbies? You said you've been diving into a bunch.
I really like reading and crocheting. Like basically a young grandmother.
Yeah.
That works out.
But you said it gets annoying because the more hobbies that you add, because then you want to do them every day.
Yes. Like yesterday I was just a zombie on my phone looking at like an unfinished crochet project and looking at my book on the table, and I'm just like, I really want to go do those, but I just didn't have the energy that day. So it's like, but I know that I will finish them and do them the next day. Like going to the pool, like I'm going to finish this book that I'm reading, but I'm like purposely reading it slow because it's so good that I don't want it to end.
What book?
It's called The Last Party. It's like, I'm just into murder mysteries, so if there ain't any murder or thrill or whatever, like I'm probably not reading it. Which I was describing this book to my niece yesterday, and it's about this mom that like is wanting to recreate this murder that happened years ago at a 12-year-old's birthday party, and she's planning on like murdering her own child at her birthday party, and she's like, that sounds awful.
Yeah, that does
That does sound awful. But the storyline is just good. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not planning on doing that at all, but like, I don't know. It's just written to where it's like, it's got my interest.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
That's wrath there. No, I'm just kidding.
Harnessing it.
All right. Healthy.
So when I was thinking about you, I've been thinking about you for the last week. I thought of you as kind of a rule breaker, like because you do have this sassy attitude. You know, where do you think Millie gets it from?
That's her own thing.
But I think she gets it a little bit from you. But I asked you if you think you're a ruler breaker, and you said you didn't think you were. And because
No.
I am like, I can remember being 5, 6, 7 years old, and my mom saying, don't drink water that's been left out overnight. And I think she said that she doesn't remember saying that, but you know, so maybe it was just like casual, like, oh, don't drink that water, it's been out all night. I don't remember, but I remember it being like, don't drink water that's been left out all night. And I was like, I'm gonna start leaving water out every night to drink in the morning, because like, so since I was very young, I hated rules. Like, I don't like baking because everything has to be perfect. With my ex, even, I remember him like, I was making pasta and he's like, you have to run it under water. And I was like, there are no rules in life, literally. And if there is some, I am going to do the opposite. Like, women are supposed to get married. Hi, sign me up not to get married. Like, I don't want to, I don't want to do what I'm supposed to do.
Well, if you think of rules like that, like, I don't plan on getting married, but I think it's like I'm engaged and I'll just stay engaged. Probably change my last name at some point, but not tie it to a piece of paper. So like, if that considers me a rule breaker, that's me.
Yeah.
But like, otherwise I feel like I'm like, when I go to work, like I mean, you should follow the rules at work, but it's like, if I see someone like not doing the work, I'm just like, what the heck? Like, what are you doing?
That
Like,
bothers me too. So that's a really good point.
so I don't know. Maybe that's just a thing that you should feel when you're at your job, but so that gets frustrating. But otherwise, when it comes to rules, I feel like I follow them pretty well. And then I like make my kids follow the rules. Like and I don't know, I keep them like close. Little chickens, I keep them close. And
Well, you only can for so long, so.
yeah, and then it makes them like, I'm probably making them more paranoid than I need to about the world, but the world is kind of crazy. So I'm just like, keep them close, make them just more aware and, you know, of their surroundings and stuff. Like, sometimes I go extreme, like Joshua wants to ride bike, like with his friends around town. I'm like, what, do you want someone to steal you? And he's just, no. I was like, then stay close. So I shouldn't say I don't think that'll happen, but no, I think back in the day, like, I think my parents would say like that I would kind of follow the rules. Like, my dad would probably say that I was just sassy, and he called me a brat actually this last weekend, but I think that's just the stuff I say.
How about compared to your brother and sister? Who follows the rules the most and the least?
I think my sister the least. She's a pretty free spirit, like a responsible free spirit. And my brother, I think he's also, as he gets older, like, he's pretty responsible. And then I'm just like mother hen responsible. But also, like, I think my mouth, just the stuff I say is like what the heck? Like, more trying to be funny, witty.
Sarcastic,
Yeah. But So that probably gets me in trouble.
You said some rules that you follow, like you're annoyed that you follow, or what did you say?
Oh, yeah, like sometimes at work, like, and I don't know if a lot of people feel this way, but like you follow the rules, you do your job, and then, but you see other people not doing that, so you're just like, why do I care so much? Like, if everyone else don't care, like, why should I care so much? But then you can't, like, make yourself care less, you know? Which is a good thing, I guess, but
Well, yeah, this is something I would definitely talk about on my other podcast about leadership is like there's nothing worse than having a leader that doesn't care about the rules being followed. So like nobody else is. And you're like, I'm over here doing everything right.
right.
And like they just get away with doing whatever they want. Like that is super annoying.
Yeah, very. So it's just like, why are we on this? We're like
Yeah.
here, we're
Why
supposed to
can't
be
I
like
be
the
like
same,
that?
but
Yeah.
why are we not doing the same?
But yeah, like why can't I be shitty?
Yeah.
Like that's how it feels sometimes.
But then if I do try to like, rein it back or care slightly less, then I feel like bad.
Well, then you don't feel purposeful.
No.
So yeah, I think that's a leader job. But anybody can be a leader. So just gotta start doing it and show people how good it feels to do the right thing.
Yeah.
What's your favorite tattoo?
I was thinking about that. I have quite a few, but I think my scorpion made out of flowers is my favorite. I'm big into horoscopes, moon baby vibe, and always wanted to get one, but I didn't want like the generic like scorpion or like the M and whatever. I wanted to get something that was like unique and something that went with the vibe of the tattoos, which was really flowery. And not that I'll regret any tattoos when I'm old and wrinkly, but like that one's probably my favorite because it's one of my newer ones too, and it's just, I don't know, like fits the vibe. And it, like, scorpion, which are also sassy. I keep reading, but
Makes so much sense.
yeah.
What is something that you're less insecure about than you used to be?
Definitely more, and this is like just in the past like years, but more like not insecure about my body and what people think of me.
Do you think that came from working out or just age? Because they definitely say the older you get, the less insecure you are about physical stuff.
I'd like to say from working out, but like I've always been insecure about my stomach, and no matter what I've done, it hasn't changed. And Levi actually said something that is now like gonna stick with me forever. Because like so many years ago, I wanted to do like a liposuction, but Levi was just like, do not do that. And so I didn't do that, and like regretted it for a while, but then like I go to the gym, I ate healthy, and like my body just, that section just wasn't changing for me. And he said just not too long ago, he's like, well, what if that's just the way your body is meant to look? And I was like, dang, okay.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, it doesn't bother him, which
Yeah.
isn't like the main reason to not care, but like I'm just like, yeah, that's just who I am. And
At
that's
some
just
point,
what
you
I
have
look
to be like, if my significant other is happy with my body, it's time for me to be happy with it too.
Yeah. Well, he always seems like he's never not been happy. It's just me that's been unhappy and insecure and like, I don't know, always trying to like this whole time I haven't like shaken my shirt out or, adjusted myself or anything like that, which I just find instead of like fitting into clothes, I just find clothes that fit me that I like. And like by my style, I choose comfort over style for sure.
Yeah.
Socks and sandals. And
I try and dress up at work. Like I say I want to 1, 2, 3 days a week, but every day it ends up just being sweatshirts. I love all kinds of clothes.
yeah.
But it's just so much easier to be comfortable.
Which then brings into the not caring what other people think. Like, it just, the older, like 36 has been the best year for me. Like, not drinking and like staying consistent with like working out, finding hobbies that I actually like. Never had a hobby before, so that was like my kids and family have just been like whatever their hobbies are my hobbies, but like something for me. So, and then just like, yeah, just the older I get, the less I care. And the more I'm just like, let's just tell it how it is because we're adults and who cares?
We have one life. Let's like live it for us.
Yeah.
What is something that you do that you hope your grandkids do when they're your age?
I hope that they try new things. Me as a kid, I did not like try anything new in fear of like not being good at it. So I hope that they try new things.
What's something as a kid that you wish you would have tried?
Sports. I wasn't in any. I was a softball manager in like 11th grade, and that was the closest I got to being in a sport.
What sport would you try if you could right now?
Volleyball, but do not sign me up for an adult volleyball. But that's something that I really liked as a kid. So now Millie,
Yeah.
she's tried volleyball, and I really hope she sticks with it because it's just fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, we should just set up for just us to volley back and forth. I just got tennis rackets.
I
play
have tried
tennis.
tennis. Well, I tried it with a child, but that was like chasing balls all over the place.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to check out pickleball, I think.
Yeah, me too. I still haven't tried, but really want to.
Yeah, that seems like a not very active, intense sport.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds great. All right,
Yeah.
we'll do it this summer for sure.
Okay.
And what do you do that you hope your grandkids don't do?
I hope they don't make themselves small for anyone. I hope they just be themselves and like, or be their truest self. I don't want them to like change for anybody.
The first TED Talk I ever listened to was somebody saying that before you go into a job interview, you're supposed to make yourself as big as possible. You know, like take up space to get confidence because think about it, like when you literally make yourself small when you're insecure like
Yeah.
this. So practice getting big. So that's something I think about a lot, make myself do.
That's something that I could totally like do myself, or even like everything I want to do for my like change for me. Like I want to have the kids like practice too, so I could totally be like, if you're nervous,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah, especially when your kids go to their first job interviews or show up to something that they're nervous about. And also, I have a theory that that's why we overeat as humans because we want to show the world, yeah, like subconsciously, we're like, we want to take up space. And the only way we know how to do that is by eating, you know, and get bigger. I don't know. It's like a weird theory. It doesn't really make sense, but it does in my
Yeah.
head. But
look how much I can eat.
yeah. Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about today? Anything we forgot?
I don't think so.
Okay, awesome. Well, you'll have to come back on soon.
Yeah,
It's so fun. Thank
we'll
you.
have to do that sushi.
Yes.
thing, too.
Yes, I want to make sushi, my favorite sushi for you and the other Shawna.
Yes, Shawna, and sushi,
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
or however you had called it before. Yeah,
Okay, love you.
love you too.
Naut comes from the Greek word sailor and means voyager or traveler. Like an astronaut searching the stars, a supernaut is one searching the inner and outer worlds of self, navigating life, consciousness, and reality, striving for betterment. The paradox is that seeking and striving can create more unrest and more unhappiness. So while calm seas may not make great sailors, I plan to explore the idea of light rescuing darkness instead of fighting it.